Professor Indar Jit Dewan was born on 15th August 1912 on the day of Teej in village Pune, district Ludhiana. His father Dewan Shraddharam, a confirmed Arya Samajist, was very meticulous and punctual. These qualities rubbed off in young Indarjit and helped him become an exceptional student. He stood first in mathematics in matriculation and later stood first in surgery and was the recipient of Broome Memorial Gold Medal and Neil Memorial Silver Medal. After passing MS in surgery from King Edward Medical College, Lahore, he worked under Professor Sir Wilfrid Clarke and Professor J.D. Boyd of London University and took his PhD in the field of embryology. On his return to India, he was appointed as the Professor of Anatomy at Government Medical College, Amritsar. Later, he was appointed as the first principal of Rohtak Medical College. In 1970, he was selected as professor and head of Department of Anatomy at PGI, Chandigarh. After retiring from the service in 1974, Professor Dewan continued as whole-time emeritus professor and ipso facto head of the Department of Anatomy and Forensic Medicine without any remuneration for 27 years. He still continued working in the department as Professor Emeritus. Professor Dewan wrote his first research paper on fulminating or malignant cerebrospinal fever in 1945, which was published in the Indian Medical Gazette. Throughout his career, he published over 138 original papers in national and international journals of repute. The depth and originality of his research is substantiated by that 15 of his papers are cited in the Gray's Anatomy, apart from several of his papers being quoted in textbooks of forensic medicine, histology, and embryology. The practicality and relevance of his research is demonstrated by the fact that his findings in forensic science are extensively used in cases falling under Section 375 of the Indian Penal Code. Professor Dewan was a teacher of teachers. He was the man who knew his job and took pride in teaching.
He would not tolerate anybody not knowing his anatomy well, and I'm sure he was absolutely right in that sense. We realize now that if we have not had that anatomical basis of the diseases as a surgeon, I think what he taught made a lot of sense. In those days we didn't have the slide projectors, but he used color chalks to make anatomical drawings.
Professor Dewan was a contented person and thanked God for all his blessings. Sincerity, tenacity, perseverance, an open and inquiring mind, and simplicity coupled with humility made him win over his students and colleagues alike.
As a first-year student seeking admission into a medical college, and Professor Dewan was available to me, I could walk up to him and tell him that, look, I have been rejected just because somebody found my trachea was deviated, and he actually gave that physician a dressing down, and he says, how dare you reject people, students who got admission on these absolutely silly notions.
His frequent rhyming in daily conversation was evident of his interest in Urdu poetry.
He would direct plays in Medical College, Amritsar. And when he came to Chandigarh, I've seen him cultivating beautiful flowers. Because of his creative bent of mind and interest in photography, he has made some documentations of anatomical lesions which are flawless.
He was fond of going on a bike, and also he would drive his car very fast.
Professor Dewan and his wife, Mrs. Savitri Dewan, shared wonderful 69 years of marital bliss. They were blessed with 2 daughters and a son. Professor Dewan was not only a brilliant teacher, scientist, philosopher, and guide, but also a kind-hearted and honest human being with the highest degree of integrity in life.
बाज़ीचाए अतफाल है दुनिया मेरे आगे, होता है शबो रोज़ तमाशा मेरे आगे, एक खेल है और अंगे सुलेमान मेरे नज़दीक, एक बात है इजाज़े मसीहा मेरे आगे।